Hello, everybody.
Hey, everyone. So, sorry this is a last-minute live. We were not expecting to get this today, but we did, so it's super exciting. And I posted a photo, and it sounded like everyone wanted a live unboxing, so that is what we are going to show. So Sean is monitoring questions. If you have questions, we'll answer them live. We have a few things that we will show you. I know some other people have been doing some unboxings, so it's definitely nothing probably some people have not seen, but this is very exciting. We've been waiting since we found out about this machine to get this machine. And for most of you know that it goes on sale actually on, it's like 12:01, so Saturday night, which is the 19th. It will be on sale 12:01 Sunday morning at Cricut. I believe HSN will have it on sale. Joanna Michaels will probably have it on sale. And then I know a lot of you are waiting for the HSN viewing to see what the bundle will be. But we'll go through, this is the box that obviously Cricut will be selling. We'll quickly look at the box itself and then open it up, see what it is, and kind of compare it to some of the other machines. The first thing you'll notice is on the top of the machine, this is part of their, the advanced, basically the expandable advanced tool system that they'll have. So this machine obviously will support the premium fine point blade, which some of you might know as the German carbide blade. This also comes with the rotary blade. You also will be able to use the knife blade when this releases in October. All of the fine point pens, the washable fabric pen, the calligraphy pen, and the scoring stylus. So it doesn't mean all of these are in here, but this is part of the adaptive tool system that they're releasing. They've already said that they are planning on more tools to be released. They haven't said what those tools are, but I'm excited to show that this machine is going to be very adaptable. Now, one of the questions I already got is, why did Cricut release this? And basically the thing is when they started looking at more materials for a machine, they knew that the Explorer series just wasn't able to cut thicker materials because they needed more force. So this machine comes with 4,000 grams of force compared to this machine that is, I think, 350 grams.
380.
Or 380 grams.
Like that, yeah.
So I mean, you can imagine 380 grams that this machine has compared to 4,000. That's 10 times the amount of force. You're going to be able to cut a lot more materials. And people automatically hear 4,000 grams and they think, oh, so this machine is designed for thicker materials. No, this machine was designed, yes, for thicker materials, but it can cut crepe paper because of the rotary blade. It can cut fabric without the stabilization behind it. So it's just basically everything the Cricut Explorer Air 2 was, and they've built on that technology. And they were very excited because I know I'm excited to cut thicker materials and fabric. So, other than that, the box is pretty straightforward. It's kind of cool because it does show you all the different materials that can cut up here. It shows you on the back, of course, that you can put your iPad and hook it in over here, which we'll show you there. And this is kind of exciting just because I tend to design with my laptop computer because it's just because it's right there and everything. I don't want to prop my iPad up, and so having this built into it is a small feature, but actually a very big feature in my opinion. All right, so we will open this thing.
Do we know if it cuts as fast as the Air 2?
It does. Yes.
Didn't they say possibly even faster?
Yes. So they did not go backwards. So it does cut as fast as the Air 2. Oh, that's kind of cool. So on the box, they kind of tell you everything that the machine will be able to cut, which is cool. So it just gives you just an idea of everything. So now, I've never been as excited for a machine. And you guys know I have reviewed a lot of machines. I have the Explorer 1, the Explorer Air 2, Brother Scan and Cut, the Silhouette Original Cameo, Cameo 2, Cameo 3. And this machine I've never been more excited about because it's something I've never seen with this rotary blade and the gear system in there.
Allie's asking, what about, can it cut Chantilly lace?
Isn't that a perfume?
No, it's actually a very fine... Allie, probably so, because this will be able to cut, like, tissue paper.
Chantilly lace.
And
isn't it a
pretty
song?
face.
Yeah.
And ponytail.
All right. So, in the box. Now, one of the things...
Oh, she said it was on the box.
Oh, was it?
Oh, look under CH. Chantilly.
Or does it just say lace?
Chantilly lace right there.
Oh, look at that.
Look at that. Chantilly lace. Yeah. It's his mom's perfume.
So, one of the things that I love about Cricut is how they package their items. Everything's not thrown in the box. It tells you where to get started. So it says, let's get started. To begin, go to Cricut.com setup, which is kind of cool. In the box, probably will be... See, look at that. It's just so nice. Their presentation is wonderful. I love... You can just tell that they put thought into the presentation. So, materials for your first project. It's got a little Cricut sticker on there. And so you have fabric.
New box opening smell. Somebody's asking.
And 2 pieces of cardstock. So, I'm sure there'll be a project. Well, we're going to put that back. And then you also get what looks like... What is this? So a lot of people, when the original Explorer came out, it did not have a manual with it or any kind of booklet. And there was a lot of people that were concerned about that. So this time it looks like they've given you a very, very nice booklet. So welcome. It has what's included in the box. It gives you a little tour of the box, what it exactly is. So you get how to make things, design space. So it's giving you a really good, thorough, if you've never had a Cricut machine, you're going to be able to open this and get an overview of the company, this machine, design space, fonts, print and cut, projects, everything. So this is great. It's not necessarily a owner's manual on how to use the machine. I'm sure there's going to be stuff, but it's going over what all the different things are. Pens, tools, everything, mats. So... This is, I think, this is pretty cool what they've done. There's a quick reference guide on how to quickly use the machine. So that's very cool. It gives you links on the back.
Somebody asked, could you actually use 2 machines at once? Like, let's say the Maker and maybe the Air 2Y, if you were doing a project?
If you have 2 design spaces going. Well, I wasn't planning on doing a live, so that's why we might run out of battery. We might need to plug that in. You might have to hold it.
Yeah, might have to.
So here is the Rotary Blade. And here's that gear system. Some people have been asking, when you replace this, are you going to replace the whole system, or will you just be replacing the blade? And it looks like you're just going to be replacing the blade. Maya just opened the door.
Yes, I see that.
Hi, Maya. And what else is in here? So it looks like you have your USB cord. You have a fine tip pen, so 0.4. So this is going to be the fine tip. And then, of course, your warranty FCC statement. So that's exciting. That's the first thing everyone will see when they get their Maker.
And the nice thing, they're not using foam. They're using recyclable box.
Yeah.
That's kind of nice.
That is nice. All right, so then we have in here...
Hello, Melody.
Oh my gosh, that is heavy. Wow.
It is a little heavier.
Let's put this down for a little bit. So it looks like we have the Maker. Meet the Maker.
Yeah. It is exciting.
And once again, they have that little Cricut sticker there. It's shrink wrapped.
And it's shrink wrapped.
That's so weird. I've never seen a machine shrink wrapped.
Now, some people think this color is a rose gold. It's actually champagne.
Champagne.
As what they call it from Cricut. So
yeah. So let's take the saran wrap off.
So one of the things also, some people say, is it bigger? Is it longer? It's deceiving because the lid is longer than the normal one.
Which we'll show that in a
Which we'll show in a little bit.
Alright, so here is the machine itself. A couple things to note right off the bat is the color. The lid is longer. In fact, we can bring this in for you guys so you guys can see it. So the machine itself is the exact same size there, but the lid, because there's no smart dial, goes from here all the way over to here, so it's covering this portion of the machine, and hence why people think it's a longer machine. But in all reality, it's about the same exact length. In fact, I think it's exactly the same length.
Yeah.
And the lids are about the same. The difference over here is a couple things. Over here you have two different storages, and what's nice is they actually gave you a nice piece of rubber down there, so this way you're not nicking your machine. So, but it's also deeper, so you have, to show you the difference in size, there's that, and there's that. So that gives you an idea of how much deeper that one size is. And it's got that padding in there.
Yeah, I think this was shallow, so like your other blades can sit in there nicely as well.
Yeah,
if you're
absolutely.
changing them out.
And I'm just looking for a plug-in for you because it's gonna.
Yeah.
You're gonna
die. As soon as it tells me 10%, we'll change.
Okay. All right. So we'll take this out of the way here for a sec. The machine itself, you have a nice color here. I would say cream, a darker gray with that nice stainless steel there.
Chrome, maybe.
On this side, there's nothing, but in the back, you have your power cable and your USB port. And on this side, you have
a little USB
to charge your products. So any kind of products. Now, when you open the machine on the Explorer series, you had a button that said open. This one, you'll note, does not. And that's because you should be able to open it that way, and boom, it just opens on its own, which is so exciting.
No dial.
So no dial. I love this on the top of the lid.
This laser cut, yeah.
This laser cut is beautiful. You'll also note this is where you have the spot to put your iPad, your iPhone to use. The buttons aren't raised, which I kind of like. So on the Explorer series, all the buttons were kind of raised, and these are flat with it, which makes sense because the lid is covering that part. So it is nice and neat. There's no smart dial. A lot of people are already wondering how is it going to do that, which Design Space now has incorporated what mat you should use and actually has where it scans the mat, which was kind of cool, what I learned from that. So we'll take this piece out. So you have your clamp A. This is where your pen, your scoring stylus would go. Over here, it already comes with the fine tip blade in there, fine point blade. And of course, then this would normally be like what you would normally see on any Explorer machine. However, the big difference on this is that gear system right there. And that is what's exciting, because this is where all of the amazing things that can happen. So this is where you would line up the gears, and I haven't read the instructions, but basically it would go like so. That closes, and like that. So it lines up with the gears, and it also, over here, you'll see a little indentation there. That's where it turns it for you. So a lot of times in the videos, you'll see where it takes the rotary blade to make sure it's facing the right way, and that is that portion right there. So this adaptive tool system is a little bit bigger than what you would have seen on the Explorer Air or Explorer Air 2. I'll show you that here. Where this, you can see, is all open. You can get to it. You can see back here. The adaptive tool system it's basically hidden under there. And it's a little bit wider. So it's really exciting to see this here. And that's probably, they had to do that just because of the amount of force it's going to create. And then, of course, this tool system is bigger on the other one as well. Another thing to kind of take a peek at is the tools. So here is where you can store your tools. It has that magnetic piece in there that's going to hold your blades when it's not in use. And it is important to note that it's one container versus the two that you see here on the Explorer Air 2. This was two different components here. And the one thing I always struggled with is it would basically, here's the magnets here, and these, they gave you longer magnets. They're not these little tiny poles. Some people had an issue with their magnets coming off. I never did, but these are actually big, strong magnets. So, and to me, it looks a little thicker. It is. It's a little thicker. So from here to here is a little thicker on this than it is on.
It is, yeah. It looks deeper.
It's deeper.
I hate to say this, but we're going to get to the point where we're going to need some little power.
A a little power.
We need a little power. You may have to run upstairs.
Do you know where you put our power cords?
Most of them are still upstairs, unfortunately.
Okay.
So while you do that, I'm going to kind of go along here again, just to show you some nice, good close-ups again. We'll tilt this up so you can kind of see how that is, how it goes in there. And what's funny, how the clearance from that to that is amazingly thin. It almost looks like it's touching, but it's not. So it's pretty cool. Again, if for those for those who heard from last time, this will cut up to 2.5 millimeters of materials, from something that's hard and thick like a balsa wood to as thin as, of course, crepe paper or even tissue. All right, so I'm going to be a little limited on stuff, so I'm going to, unfortunately, we're going to be a little jerky here for just a second. I apologize for everybody. So the machine itself, in my opinion, is absolutely gorgeous. I love it. But I know what everyone's asking about the comparison to the Explorer Air 2. So, wow, you can really tell look at how sturdy that is. So, look at the difference in right here. That's the whole thickness of that storage. And this is the thickness where it comes to the point on this storage. Yeah, that is a big difference.
It's a huge difference.
I would almost say almost another 1/4 inch or more.
Yeah. I mean, that's a...
Do you have your ruler somewhere handy? We could probably even take a measurement of it.
Yeah, I think I do. So the tools...
So you're looking at...
That's...
3/4 inch.
And this is...
1/4 inch, so it's a 1/2 inch thicker.
Well, and if you look at this, let's look at... So this, going all the way to the back here, is... What is that?
Almost an inch. Yeah, almost an inch.
This is 3/4.
So it's
bigger.
It is definitely bigger.
Which is good, because that's one thing is I would put my tools in here, and I'm not the best at making sure everything's in its spot, and it would hit it. And this one's got more compartments, so you have your blades. Because, you know, they're going to have so many tools. Maybe they know that the thickness the tools would have hit. And it's also got that nice laser etching in here as well.
So somebody was just asking, and that's a good question, was that they don't understand how this can cut thicker material compared to the other one. Because if you look at the distance that's under there, does that go up? And if you were to look off to the side here, it does have room for the wheel or the bar, traveling bar, to actually go up higher if need be.
Mm-hmm. Which is what the system will do that, I'm assuming. So, and I mean, you can't, this gear system is huge. So this here, right there, that's the big key, is being able to control that blade. I don't have the knife blade, but this is the key. The knife blade is consistent of an X-Acto knife. I mean, this isn't the best example, but it's not just a little blade. It's got some goodness to it. All right, so that just tells you right there how...
And Melody is right. It's 2.44, but it's so close to 2.5 that a lot of people are saying 2.5. But
I've already lost my blade.
But no matter what it is...
We'll have to find that.
Which one are you looking for?
Well...
You stick it in the other machine, didn't you? Or
did
no?
I?
Or did you? No?
I don't know. Okay, so let's get to this. The difference in weight and stuff. So this is the Explorer Air 2. We have a little scale here. All right. So this machine...
10 pounds, almost 11 pounds.
Almost 11 pounds. 10 pounds, 13 ounces. The Cricut Maker...
15 and a half, or 15 and a third, basically.
Yeah, it is heavier. And you guys have to understand, I don't know how they get a machine to get 10 times the force, but I'm assuming that's a lot of the weight in that is the fact that...
all the makings on the inside of this thing.
It's a sturdy machine. It's sturdy.
Yeah.
I also like this. So for me, the machine's always been built very solid, but I mean, there's a little give on this lid. I mean, it's barely there. You have this nice rubber piece here. They really went out on the detail on this machine a lot. So it is, like I said, it is a little heavier, but lengthwise, so from the middle about 21.5 inches. And it's actually a little short. Well, that's probably because of the dials in the way, but... So, I'm going to say it's the same length, which means...
You know what that means, everybody.
It will fit perfectly. Let's see.
Ooh, a tote.
So, let's move this out of the way.
Yeah, so the Explorer Air 2 had pressure of, I believe it was between 350 and 380.
To be honest, I don't know if they ever officially released how much pressure, but... So this is... In the tote, still has room in here for you to do everything. So if that fits perfectly... Like a glove.
Like a glove.
And so then that would just...
Boom. Look at that. That's why they didn't want to change it, the size or anything, so they...
Well, I'm sure they knew this machine was coming out when they designed the totes, too, but...
They said 3 years in the making for this thing.
Yeah.
3 years.
Is there anything on the bottom? Nope.
Nope.
The other question I saw someone post is power. So, still in our box that we haven't shared with you is the power cable. And they actually give you 2 different mats.
Mm-hmm.
So they give you the light grip and the fabric. And a lot of people have already noted that the mats now have this little plus sign in the middle. And I think that has to do with, I can't be 100% sure, but I think it has to do with the snap mat technology. It could also be, used for something else. But this is for most materials. So this is my favorite mat, the blue one. The green one's almost too strong, but this is the new fabric cutting mat. You'd only use this for fabrics. And
no smell.
I miss the smell. I like the smell.
And is nope,
no smell.
No smell in that one either. Wow.
Yeah, no smell.
No smell.
I love the smell, but whatever. All right, so I'm going to check my other Cricut thing down here. And let's see here.
Love that nice diamond polish edge.
It looks like it's the same power supply.
And it probably should be.
Yeah. I mean, there's a little difference, but it doesn't look that much. So that is it. I hope it's the same power. Let's just see if it is.
So this is the one that's for the original one, right? Is there a cord? Is there a printer cord that goes with this as well?
Yep.
Yep.
Right there.
There it is, right there for all those who don't have one. But all it really is just a printer cable.
Yeah.
Even if you have a printer somewhere, it's the exact same type.
Mm-hmm. There is a little bit difference I noticed with this here. So this has, of course, this part that swings out. So on the normal one, you would just push it back and stuff. On this one, you're going to push this in and then that all forward. So it's not something that you can just kind of do. You're going to have to make sure this is pushed in and that, because you're going to want to make sure that's placed. And that's definitely all metal and stuff. Yeah. The bar, to me, looks a little bigger too, that inside bar it is. So if you see the bar here, compared to...
Yes. Like somebody was just saying that the cutting is on the outside of this bar, but it's on the inside of that bar. So yes, it is.
And that bar is much bigger. Look at that.
Yeah.
Compared to that.
Like,
that's huge.
That thing is huge.
It's massive compared to that little guy. Wow.
If I had a cup or a little measurement to do that, it would be able. Nice.
Yeah. Now the one thing you will note is on the Explorer Air 2, there's a place for you to put your cartridges for linking. Now, this machine wouldn't allow you to cut directly with the cartridges. This was just to link it to Design Space. So a lot of people...
Somebody just asked that question.
Yeah, a lot of people have asked, well, what are they going to do? We found out at the Cricut Makeathon Mountain event is they've designed basically something that's going to be equivalent to this. It's going to have this part that would plug into a computer, this part that would plug into the thing, and it's just going to be a little cartridge adapter. You'd stick your cartridge in, link it to Design Space, good to go. I think personally, and Cricut has not announced this,
Nope.
but personally, I think they're going to be going towards the digital cartridge. It just makes sense that with this machine, they're going to be giving people codes and stuff, but they understand and recognize the fact that there are machines out there that still can use cartridges, so I definitely think there's going to be that. But so a lot of people have already asked too, why should you upgrade? So if you have the Cricut Explorer Air 2, which would have been the previous machine to the Cricut Maker, and a lot of people are saying, well, I don't cut fabric, so, and this does fabric, so why upgrade? So the biggest thing that I'm going to tell people is, number one, this technically does bonded fabric. You have to make sure it's bonded, then it will cut it, but it's not really cutting the fabric, it's cutting into the fabric and then dragging it. But the big reason on this is your fabric will not have to be bonded. It's going to be able to, you're going to be able to put fabric directly onto this and cut it. But for people who are saying that you're not a fabric machine, yes, I'm excited about the fabric component, but I'm mostly excited for the knife blade on this. This knife blade, I don't have it, but you guys can see it on the box.
It's coming.
It's coming in October.
October.
But
they didn't give an actual date, but it's coming.
This knife blade, look at that. And that's all the way in.
Yeah,
so
it actually will stick out even more.
Yeah.
Compared to that little glare there. That little teeny tiny one compared to a much bigger blade.
Yeah, and so I'm more excited about being able to cut a wide variety of material. If you guys have seen any of my videos where I compare the Cricut and the Silhouette, I have a video where, or even the Brother Scanning Cut, where we try to cut fun foam, acetate, shrinky dink material, all that stuff. And I would always report back to Cricut like, it did it, but I had to manipulate it, I had to do this, I had to do this. And here, we won't have to do that anymore. They went absurdly beyond on the force because they knew that they didn't want to have to redesign another machine with more force. This has a force now. Now it's really just coming up with all the different tools that you can use.
Yep.
So that's why I'm so excited, because we're going to be able to finally cut a ton of different stuff. This can go right here. Oh, I wonder if...
It's probably charging, but I can't tell it because.
Oh no, it is.
Is it? Yeah.
Look at that.
It's charging.
So, I mean, right there. Well, I have a case on it, so if I take my case off, just like that. So now I will be able to design. I'm going to be able to then charge it as I'm designing, so I don't have to worry about it being plugged into a machine.
So someone said again, is the fabric blade out? Well, the rotator blade is the fabric blade for this.
Well,
and yes, it does come with it.
Yes and no. So this one comes with the Rotary Blade, which is this. It's not out to purchase separately. It's with the machine, but it will be out at the same time on August 20th. They are releasing for your Explorers, because they know some people have already asked for it, what's called a bonded, I believe a bonded fabric blade. It's a pink rose color.
Mauve pink, yeah.
And that will be able to be used here. And it's basically designed, to do the fabric on the Explorer Air 2. You wouldn't necessarily need to use it on this because you're going to have the rotary blade that's going to do much better.
So somebody was asking, how intricate can the rotary blade or the knife blade be able to do?
So I saw, I can't say on the knife blade except for what I saw at the Cricut Maker event. So for anyone that went on to Cricut and saw Leah Griffith's flowers, those were all cut with the rotary blade. This rotary blade with crepe paper, and there was some pretty dramatic curves, pretty dramatic cuts on there, so it's going to do very, very big intricacies. The knife blade, same thing. There was an image of a wood, basically they call it balsa wood with it, and it was this forest scene with mooses and I believe some other wildlife, and it was amazing. And I've seen some people already cutting felt with their machines, and I was shocked at the cuts because I've never been able to cut felt on my Explorer. So being able to do that is going to be huge. Someone
did say that the bonded fabric blade is already out.
Good to know.
Ashish was trying to tell us that, like on this one here, when this is moving, the blade underneath literally swivels around as it's trying to cut those intricates. And he says the way they were kind of coming up with the new idea of the knife blade won't really do that, but it would be able to do something very similar to it. He says it's a whole nother technology. So it's going to be quite amazing to see exactly how intricate can you get with that.
Yeah. So, and the blade, just so you guys know, all of this product right now, I have the links down below, is showing out of stock. It's not that they got it in stock and they ran out of it. It hasn't been released yet. And I don't know if their system doesn't allow to say coming soon or whatever, it just says out of stock. So I do anticipate most of the stuff will be available with the exception of the knife blade, which they've been very upfront with us and just saying sometime in October. I did see a question about a trade-up program. So as many of you know, with the Explorer Air 2, Explorer Air, all that stuff, Cricut will do what's called a trade-in, where you give them a serial number off a competitor machine or that machine and you can upgrade. They have not announced that they will be doing this. However, I do know they're going to want people to upgrade to this machine because it can just do so much more. So I'm not going to say that they won't have that, but they haven't announced it yet. So it definitely might be there. But just seeing this machine and feeling the weight, seeing the little upgrades they made, this is well worth any upgrade. And for those of you who just bought your Explorer, check with the person you bought it from. See what their return policy is. See what they can do. I know for a fact, Amazon, I know a few people that bought their Explorer Air 2s on Amazon, and they returned it to Amazon and said that, you know, a new model came available, I want to purchase that. Check. All they can do is say no. It might be at least worth checking through, but it definitely would be.
You can definitely see how flat those buttons are.
Yeah, it's flat. So this is pretty exciting. I will say, you guys know I've compared tons of machines, and I'm part of a few silhouette groups, and it was kind of interesting to read some of the comments because some people were posting, I'm a silhouette guy or girl. I've always been a silhouette guy or girl. However, that new Rotary Blade has me scratching my head on maybe I need to look at it. It will be interesting to see what the competitors do because this is something that I would say entry-level home cutting system has been able to deliver before. I've seen some pretty expensive machines out there that would be able to do this, but for this price point at $399 and that Rotary Blade and the fact that I don't know how many tools that they're releasing, but I've heard up to 40 is what I heard is that they've been looking at.
Right.
Of course that's just us guessing, but it's interesting to see people that are kind of saying, I'm kind of interested in what Cricut is doing here and stuff. So it will be interesting to see what competitor companies do and how they address this. Many silhouette people know that they've always had a fabric blade, but in my opinion, I don't think the fabric blade was any ever different than their regular blade, but there was that there. So I just saw a question about Brother on Scan and Cut. Technically, Brother did just release a new machine, so they have the Scan and Cut, which obviously can scan and cut. Just about a month ago, maybe 2 months ago, they released what's called the Design and Cut, which is the same machine minus the scanner ability. So it's just a cutting machine to use with their online Brother Canvas program. I didn't purchase it because I have no need for it because I'm not a huge fan of Brother's Canvas program, and I tried to upload a photo to print and cut, and it was a very convoluted process. But I don't know if they're going to release another machine on top of that. Silhouette released the Cameo 3, about a year ago almost, maybe not over a year ago. And I will say the Cameo 3 was a huge upgrade, but nothing as revolutionary as this in my opinion. What other questions do you guys have? Sorry, it's kind of an impromptu video. I really wasn't expecting this today.
Yeah.
It was an awesome surprise, and I'm glad I got it today because now I can play with it, but that's the reason the live video is kind of sporadic or spontaneous or something like that. I'm excited to see. You guys know I like to push the machine as far as I can, so I'm excited to see the materials that can cut with this. I have been a huge proponent of using your machine to cut more than just paper and cardstock, so being able to cut, Shrinky Dinks and acetate and all this stuff, like nothing's more frustrating than having a machine, putting a material in and it doesn't cut it. Now, did I love the Explorer Air? Because it cut paper amazing. It cut, vinyl. I mean, the cutting technology was amazing. It had the smart dial, so we didn't have to worry about it. Do you know how many times, though, I've also went to go cut something and forgot to change my smart dial? So many times.
You won't have to do that.
I won't have to do that. So, and we actually saw it working at the event where people were trying to cut and the system would say, wait, you're using the wrong mat for this. You should be using this mat and you forgot to mirror it. They've made such huge advancements in where the software basically does all the thinking for you. And that's one thing I have to deliver on Cricut is Cricut's whole aim has been, we want to deliver simplicity. We want to deliver where anyone can pick up this machine and the software does everything for you. I mean, to upload an image to print and cut is 3 steps. If that. It's so easy.
And one of the nice new things too, because now that you can do a print and cut on color paper.
Yes.
Right? Because one of the things they did is they updated the scanner to I want to say a laser scanner.
I don't know if that's true.
Not a laser scanner, but something that's much, much better than
they did an upgrade, basically, print and cut. So now there's a big box that's supposed to be better print than cut. You can print than cut now on color paper, pattern paper. So that's a huge improvement. I did see a comment asking if this machine was faster than the Explorer 2. I don't know if it's faster. It's just as fast. So basically those 3, the paper, vinyl, and heat transfer, it's going to cut faster than the original Explorer Air. I don't know if it's going to cut faster than the Explorer Air 2. I would assume so. But it would, I assume, then just be on those materials. I don't think I saw the fabric cutting faster or anything like that. But it's definitely something I can look at when comparing the machines. For me, that was never a huge selling point to the Air 2. I know a lot of people like the fasterness, but if you watched my comparison, it was faster, don't get me wrong. But I've never been in a crunch for time, so for me it was never a big draw. But this machine has a huge draw because of this, because of the adaptive tool system. And now that I have the machine in front of me, I don't want to say the machines previous to this were not of this quality. It's just a step up. This machine is sturdy. It's heavy. The lid is, I mean, I don't know how to explain it besides saying that they really took their time with the machine. They didn't rush to release it. It's been in development for 3 years, and I think that they've tried to think of every little thing here. And this rotary blade and the knife blade coming, I'm just excited to see what other tools they have because, I mean, with this gear system and 4,000 grams of force,
who knows what they're going to do?
Who knows? And I think the thing I want people to understand, I know Cricut has been pushing a lot of the fabricability because at launch, this is the huge thing.
Dino goes raw, so we haven't seen it.
Dino goes raw. Yeah. So obviously at launch, it has the rotary blade, so they're going to focus on the fabric. But I don't want people to lose sight that this machine is so much more than just fabric. Yes, it's going to cut fabric. It's going to revolutionize that. You won't have to bond the fabric. You can use this. It's going to have amazing sewing projects and even make me a sewer. But I don't want people to lose sight that this machine is designed for so much more. And I really do feel like it was almost like they were holding back. They wanted to tell us what was coming, but they knew that it's not released yet. But it was just like, wait till you see what all this machine can do. And for me, that's exciting. For me to be able to cut balsa wood with it without saying, okay, you have to cut 6 times. You have to, change the settings here.
Yep.
And to have the machine natively do that is huge in my opinion. And this is going to be a machine I think that is going to change people's... To me, this is not just a crafter's machine. Anyone in America that sews or woodworking is going to want this machine. Mm-hmm. I've never seen Sean get excited about a machine until he saw this machine.
This is very awesome. There's so many things that, that the hearsay that we might be seeing is just astronomical.
And I will say, I was shocked because so many times I've seen a machine get released, but then you can't play with it. You can't touch it. And they're like, you'll have to wait till you get it and play with it. Not only did they have at the maker event probably already out of the box, I would say at least probably 50 machines. They were literally unboxing them and putting them on tables for people to literally start using. Hook up your iPad, use it, try to disprove us, in a way.
Another a person asked again, does it come with the normal cut blade? Yes, it's right there.
This is the normal cut blade.
That's the normal cut blade.
This isn't normal. This is the fine tip.
Fine tip.
Blade.
So this would be known as the carbide tip.
Yeah, so this is what was considered the German carbide blade, which is, in my opinion, one of the best blades they've ever come out with. Comes with the machine. There is still the standard blade that you can use with this, but if you... It's worth the money to get the what was called the German carbide blade. Now it is called the fine tip blade. Yeah. It comes with that, and it also comes with the blade housing unit.
Right, and then for those who are trying to kind of understand that, so that's going to be like the norm blade, and then when the knife blade becomes available, it is a much bigger, much stronger, and
yeah, I wish we could show you because the packaging doesn't give it justice. Let me see.
And it's really and it's not considered a deep cut blade. It's just a big
Well, there still is going to be the deep cut blade, which you guys can use with all your machines, but I wanted to see if it's in here. There it is. So right there you can kind of see, I mean, it's a heavy duty, what I would consider like an X-Acto knife. The extra deep knife blade slices through dense and thick up to 3/32. Okay. Materials with unprecedented ease and safety. It's ideal for cuts of moderate detail and thicker materials like balsa wood, mat board, and chipboard. Maximum cut depths vary depending on the material, and then of course it gives you this. And then this is of course the rotary blade. So we saw this in person and it was impressive. Yeah. I mean, it's impressive.
It's impressive.
But then there's the fine point blade. So you can see the difference. I mean, I know these are back to back, but there's a fine point blade right there. And then there's the knife blade. So it's a monster, man. I already know people are asking, is the scoring stylus going to be better? Because a lot of people want a deeper score. Here's what I think. Once again, Cricut has not announced anything on this, but yes, I think that the scoring stylus will still go over here. I think they're going to release a different tool that is going to give us a much better score, and maybe even etch and emboss and stuff. That's going to go over here. So it's going to be a different type of score. But I don't know necessarily if natively the scoring stylus over here is going to be any stronger. But I'm just guessing they're going to release something there that's going to be a huge, huge scoring tool.
And Melly was trying to say, yeah, possibly an engrave. There is a possibility.
Yeah, I really do not think they limited themselves over here. Because of the amount of force this machine has, the 4,000 grams of force, and this gear technology here, which just gives it so much more control. I mean, you have this here that's going to give it that control and be able to control where it goes and stuff. I really feel this is the first step in releasing tools for this. And why else would they call it the adaptive tool system? Mm-hmm. I think they know that they've designed the machine that can handle all this stuff now, and now they can release these tools people have been asking for. I know before I got the Explorer machine, I was looking at the Silver Bullet because it had all of this amazing tools that you could do and engrave and etch and all this stuff. And I think this machine is going to be at a much lower price point and be able to deliver. So it'll be interesting to see what releases. I'm pretty excited. So it will, of course, use all the same pens that it's always used. The new one that everyone's excited about is the washable fabric pen, which will be able to be used on all the mats and stuff. So it's pretty exciting. I mean, I did not know, 3 years ago? Yeah, 3 years ago when the original Explorer came out, that this machine would be released. I mean, this to me it's a game changer.
It is a huge game changer. Yes, Dino, it will cut just as fast as the Air 2. Now, someone was asking about that speed. Does it do it automatically, or will you have to tell it to go faster?
I don't know.
We don't know yet. Again,
I would think it would, because you're going to want to. You probably will want to still tell it, because there might be times where maybe you don't want it to cut that fast, and I don't know. I also had someone say, would you use a rotary blade on the paper? I don't necessarily see why you would, but
you can.
Yeah, I guess you could.
I might even tell you don't have to.
Yeah.
That's one of the things.
I just opened this. I have not played with it yet to cut anything, so that's going to be obviously this weekend and everything. And keep in mind, this is the first fun toy. We're still waiting to see when that Easy Press gets here and when we can play with that, because I think that Easy Press 2 is a game changer in my opinion. So all of this is really exciting time for Cricut. I'm really excited for them. So
show those mats again.
Okay.
Somebody was asking how many. It's 2.
You get 2 mats. I will be honest, I've only used... So I used the blue mat, which is the light cutting mat. And just to show you the difference, so this is the light cutting mat that comes with the machine. And, well, this is the snow version, because they released a snowflake, and for me, of course, I wanted the snowflake. But you can see the difference in the mats. So that's the updated mat. This is the previous mat. So, they got rid of the design in the background, just went with the standard color. There's that cross in the middle, which I'm not sure what that's for, but I'm assuming it's going to be for the snap mat. And they got rid of the smell, which I'm sad about. I love the smell.
Yes, you can use the
smell?
other mats. Yeah.
I love that smell.
Yes.
Maybe it's just me, but this one has no smell.
No smell.
No smell. So there is this mat. There is...
You can use that mat in this machine if you wanted to.
Oh, absolutely.
There is no reason to do this. The only big thing is that on these, we believe there's a way for it to scan.
The interesting thing is on the mat page, they don't show the green mat that they normally have, which was their normal mat. I'm sure they'll still offer it. But I think the reason why is so many people, like I never use the green mat. I always go straight to my light grip mat. So for me, this is my go-to. The strong grip mat, the only time we ever used our strong grip mat is when we've done our material and tried to cut the chipboard and the ball, so we needed it to stay.
Yeah.
So there is a use for this. I'm telling you what though, this is a strong mat. And then of course your fabric mat is going to be what you're going to use with felt, cotton, canvas, polyester, all that kind of stuff.
Not sure if you'd want to use the strong one for the thick leather, the actual real leather, because it will cut that.
Yeah, I don't know. Like,
if you'd want to use that one, or would you want to use the thick one? We don't know. Well,
I don't know. We'll see.
Figure it out.
We'll see. There is so much fun stuff to do. But yes, you will get the 2 mats with it. I do not know what HSN's deal is going to be. I don't know what is going to be released during that event.
All I know it's hype, and we'll find it when it happens, won't it?
Huh?
We'll just find out when it happens.
Yeah. I mean, usually I always see them release it. Usually it's an Anna Griffin bundle with a content that's exclusive to her and stuff. Will they release it with the knife blade? I don't know. I don't think so, because it sounds like the knife blade's probably coming out after the October 3rd airing. Yeah. But however, that's a good month away that, these will be available August 20th, and Cricut has pretty fast shipping. So if you order it for Cricut, I bet you're going to have it within 2 to 4 business days. And I know a lot of people are looking forward to this machine. So should you wait? Possibly. I don't know. I've never bought a machine off HSN except for the original Explorer machine that I got, and I remember it took forever because there were so many people that ordered it and stuff. So it'll be interesting to see what the bundle deal is. I'm sure it will come with maybe a year of design space. I'm not sure. I can only guess at this point, but I know people are asking, will it come with other colors? Will there be an Anna Griffin color? I don't know. I don't know.
Speculation is all it was.
Speculation. For me, I'm excited. I wouldn't want another color because to me, this is like probably one of the first masculine.
An actual masculine.
Masculine machine and stuff. So I'm really excited. That's really shiny. It's a beautiful machine. Yeah. It's absolutely gorgeous. So any last minute questions or anything?
Yes, Melody wants teal.
I have purple housing. Will this work? I don't know what a purple housing is. So you'll have to explain what that is. It'll be amazing. So the tools that come with this, just so everyone knows, the things you'll get in this is you're going to get the fine tip blade. So you're going to get this. You're going to get the rotary blade. And you're going to get a fine tip pen. All of that comes with the basic Cricut Maker machine. So you're going to get stuff. And I think the project, I haven't looked at the first project, but the first project comes with materials. It comes with 2 pieces of cardstock, the Cricut cardstock, which I love. It's on sale right now. And then a piece of fabric. So I don't know what the first project will be. Obviously I just opened it, so I haven't looked at that, but I'm sure it will use all 3 of these tools. You'll probably use this, you'll use this to cut the fabric, and then of course it will probably draw something onto your card.
Somebody was asking if there's going to be shipping to Puerto Rico.
You know what? I have asked that question, and I know Cricut has been completely inundated with getting these machines out, and of course, managing the hype. I do not know if they are going to. I do know that a lot of companies don't ship to Puerto Rico just because of the cost and other stuff. My good friend husband is from Puerto Rico, and she always has to ship stuff, and she tells me kind of the cost and stuff. What are you trying to do?
Somebody was asking if it had rubber feet.
Rubber feet?
Yeah, let's find out. We're a little later.
I'm going to unplug this.
That's fine.
And unplug that.
Unplug me.
Yes.
So, yes, it is kind of a soft rubber. It could be a silicone, but yeah, it's soft rubber.
Yep. So once again, to open it, I saw that question come by. There's no open button. When you open the top portion, it automatically does this. Now, you can close this and close this independently, but it feels like there's a mechanism, because if I just do it here, it doesn't. But as soon as it gets right about... Yeah. It should sing every time I open it.
Oh yeah, believe me, we will be doing a print and cut.
Yeah, we are going to be doing print and cut with this. We're going to do a full review. The unboxing's live, but probably my first cuts, projects and stuff, we're going to record and edit and stuff, because this machine deserves it.
Yeah.
It deserves a fully edited, beautiful video to stand on its own.
A nice Beautimus.
Yes.
God, I love that. I love that.
Yeah.
Diamond etching, or whatever they call that, laser etching. Because what's funny, if you get the light just right, it'll pay off.
I don't know what you mean by closes, but I will say yes. It's a very gosh, I don't know what to say, but yeah, it glides. There's no.
It's nice, smooth.
I'm telling you, this is so much thicker.
So much.
I mean, you're gonna be able to put. So that can fit in there. Let's see if it can fit in the Explorer Air 2. So these are the Tim Holtz snips. Open it here. See, look at that.
It's even, so that
you
means
cannot fit that in the Explorer Air 2 storage compartment. So this will not, but on here, look at that.
No problem.
That tells you how much bigger this storage is. This storage is, because I'll be honest, I never use my storage. You'll see. The only thing I've used it for is to hold my blades, because it tends to not fit everything, and then what ends up happening is you can't close this, and it does something like this. So I've never used it, I'll be honest. And now I'll probably use it because it's just so much it's thicker.
No, it is not taller. It's the same height.
What? The whole machine?
The whole machine. It's literally identical in size.
It's gotta be.
It's just...
Actually, it might. Let's look in the back. So we have a tape measure. So... just be careful, little baby. Little baby. Don't want it to be too... So it is from the bottom of that to the top.
And it's curved, of course.
Yeah, it's about 6 inches. But, of course, there's a little bit of... I guess I could do it this way, too. So 6 1/4 once it's got the thing. And from the bottom of this... it's just a smidge taller.
And I think by doing this, it has that one.
It's got more of a curve.
More of a curve, so it's going to make it look like it's.
But if we do it from this, so yeah, it's if anything, it's only 1/4 of an inch taller. Yeah, if that, and that's probably right because of the curve.
Yep, that's it.
I mean, it's heavier. It's about 5 pounds heavier, that's for sure. Look at that. Just so much more storage.
Oh, the storage is amazing.
It looks longer just because this covers it. You get rid of all of this.
Yep. Yeah.
But I see what you're saying about... so the opening... I know this is small potatoes, but like opening... I mean, that always is open pretty glide. And closing... yeah, you have to kind of... so this one, you can't just open this. I mean, you can. You force it like I'm doing, see? So I'm forcing it to do it. But the appropriate way to open that has always been this way. This one is kind of independent from each other. So when you open it, it obviously opens. And then you can close this and open it on your own. But once again, I would just do it this way because it's so much more... Oh, it just glides open.
I know,
it's
so
beautiful.
cool.
It's a beautiful machine. Yeah. All right, you guys, any last questions before we sign off for the night? I'm so excited to use it and do my first cuts.
Yeah.
It'll be...
It's going to be quite amazing.
Yes.
Oops. Any videos done with the calligraphy pen yet? I don't know. I mean, most people just got this today, so depending on what they're doing.
There are people... So a lot of there are some people that got their machines earlier before the event. So the Cricut ambassadors, and I think a few, maybe some of the bloggers, I'm not sure, that some of the bloggers that were there doing projects and stuff. So there might be a few videos online already of people using their machines. But the people that went to the event are just now getting the machines today.
Nice. Or
tomorrow over the next few days. Yes, I will be doing a comparison video. I'm going to compare it obviously to the Explorer Air 2, and then I'll probably compare it. It's almost not fair to compare it to the Silhouette Cameo 3 and the Brother Scan and Cut because it's just got so much more force. I mean, I don't want to say it's not fair, but I mean, it's going to win on thicker materials, hands down and stuff. I mean, there won't be. So, so any last minute questions before we sign off?
Sign off and have a beautiful dinner that Angela cooked for us. I can't wait. Thanks, Angela.
You are welcome. Ken, can you open the top just a smidge and see if it continues automatically? Looks so... I don't know what you mean by that.
Like, so close it.
So basically, if I open the lid...
Just a smidge. Yes.
It automatically goes up. So you can't just open the lid a little bit. Once you lift it from here, just even a teeny tiny bit, like right there, it's going to continue going and then release the bottom.
Yep.
So this, you can't just open the lid and stuff. Now you could close this, but yeah, I mean, it's definitely, I wonder if, because when that closes, you know what it is? So this, all of these magnets here, I bet you that's what this is for.
Could be.
Is it's not only being used for this, because when that comes up, those magnets are flat, and that's where the magnet action is. Yep. That's what it is. So that's why it's got such a good hold on that. So yeah.
Great.
Because those are big magnets in there. That makes sense to me because it's catching the magnets up here on the top, and then the other one's using it for that. Well, there you go. They just thought of everything.
People are still having problems on what do you do about your cartridges.
So you guys can rewatch the video. The cartridges, there will be an adapter to purchase that will plug directly into your computer, and you will do that. Now, obviously, if you have the Explorer Air 2 or previous machine, you're going to be able to still link them through that machine. But if you are brand new and you just buy this machine, that adapter is going to be the cartridge, or you're going to buy the digital version, or if you buy something on HSN, it will come with the code. So I just got, for example, the Close to My Heart State cartridge. You couldn't buy a physical cartridge. I could only get the digital, and it was a rub-off code. I went to Cricut.com/that cartridge, put in the code, and unlocked in Design Space. Nice. So I don't necessarily think that you would have to. Yeah. And you should be able to have multiple machines on one account because I have my Explorer Air 2, and even my Explorer 1 all connected to my Cricut.com account.
Yep.
And I can use the machines independently. The only thing that's annoying is when I go to cut something, it says, please select the machine you're using, and you have to select it. But so if you're going to have this machine and still your Explorer 2, you're going to be able to do it.
Does it have an embossing mat? No.
Not yet that I know. No,
we know.
Not at release. And I don't know if that's one of the tools they're coming out with or not. I'm not sure.
It weighed 15 pounds and 5 ounces.
Yeah.
So it is a little heavier.
Right? It is heavier. Yeah. It's heavier, but that's, you guys got to remember.
There's more stuff in there to get that power. All right, we've hit our 1 hour mark. I think we're good.
We are. So if you guys have any questions, please reach out to me and let me know those questions. Of course, you guys will see a lot of us pushing this to the limits. We're going to be cutting fabric. I have to go to the store tonight or tomorrow and get fabric and felt and all the great stuff. And then when Cricut releases all their stuff, hopefully on the 20th, I'm going to be buying that stuff, because if you guys watched my comparison of the Cricut Air 2 versus Cameo 3 and Brother Scan and Cut, the Air 2 can cut leather. It's not that great, but this actually can cut leather. So I'm excited to see genuine leather cut by machine.
Yeah, that'll be nice.
So I'm looking forward to all of that. And if you guys have questions, let me know. Yeah.
All right.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining in and for the last minute video.
Bye-bye.
And we adore all of you. Don't forget to share, subscribe, like, and love. Love.
Hug, hug, squish,
Hug,
squish.
hug, kiss, kiss.
Squish, squish.
Squish, squish.